So I just saw the movie Rebel Without a Cause for the first time so many years later with James Dean. Saw it at the South Pasadena Library. They were showing it for their community movie night. And I was surprised when they asked at the beginning how many people have seen it. And there were, I mean, most people in the room were like senior citizens. And not that many people raised their hands. So I was very surprised. I would have thought that all these older folks grew up watching that movie. But apparently not, or apparently they just didn't want to raise their hands. I don't know. Anyways, as you know, I do movie reviews for Christians. Try to give a Christian perspective on it, or how to view it from a Christian perspective, and also suggestions for how to pray the movies. That's my theme, is to pray the movies. When you go to a movie, there's always going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly. Different themes, topics, things you agree with, don't agree with. Profanity, nudity, sometimes, depending what kind of movies you go to. Sometimes you don't even expect it, and it's there. So there's a lot of different things you can pray about while you're watching the movie. And of course, the old James Dean movie back in that day, there was no profanity, no nudity, no sexuality. The only thing they did in this was a little kissing. So you don't have to worry about that. There's some violence, and there's some troubling youthful or adolescent anxiety and angst that leads to death or injuries, or injuries. And so I was thinking to myself, and it was mostly white kids in this, white characters in this film, but it was like, I was thinking, these are white gangsters, and they treated James Dean, he was the new kid, they treated him poorly and caused him, he had to defend himself. So I'm thinking, we should pray for hospitality to strangers, hospitality to the new kid on the block. We should all be more hospitable and kind towards others. And should pray for those who are troubled, mentally ill, troubled youth, troubled juveniles, family relationships. There wasn't any much religious talk in this movie at all. So they were troubled, but you didn't hear them say, well, we should pray or go to church or talk to God, anything like that. So even back then, they were more of a secular in the Hollywood scene. I mean, it was clean cut, but it was still secular. So let's pray about that. I mean, all the issues back then are the same now, just that they kept the movies clean cut, rated G or PG, not even PG. This movie is barely. I mean, kids wouldn't even think twice about it compared to what it's shown today as G or PG. So it's kind of hard to review it. It's an old film, but those are my suggestions and thoughts. Hear my prayer, Lord, for Hollywood today, and Hollywood yesterday, and Hollywood in the future.